Hello everybody, this is Chevy Colorado Breaking In, Part 2. Today we're going to the Everglades.
I'm riding with my RV, wherever I want to be. 'Cause I'm free in my RV.
Well, we are on day 2 of our truck breaking in period here. And it's actually the following week from the last video you saw. And today we are just driving west on Miami Trail and US 41. And we're gonna go to the Everglades and tackle some of these dirt roads they have. Nothing too off-road, but you know, they are gravel roads, and I was always afraid to do them with old Kia. I didn't, but I was afraid, so now I have a truck, so it should be fine, right? We'll see. Anyways, this is like the outskirts of Miami, going into the Everglades.
Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to the west.
Passing the Miccosukee Casino, we are now officially out of Miami.
Into the sunset, driving to the west. Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to the west. Driving to the west, into the sunset, driving to the west. Driving to the west.
Well, we are driving west on US 41, although not necessarily into the sunset since it is morning. As you can see, there are a bunch of places along this road where you can do airboat tours, and that's the Miccosukee flag, so we must be getting close to the village. 25 miles per gallon, not bad at all for the new Colorado. There's the Miccosukee restaurant where you can order stuff like frog legs and alligator bites, and the Miccosukee gas station and general store, probably the most expensive gas on the whole Miami Trail. I made the mistake of putting gas there once. Only once. And here to the left, that's the Miccosukee Indian Village, the touristy part. Next, along Old Miami Trail, is actually the modern town where the Miccosukee actually live, and their downtown and government center. This more wooded section of the Everglades is called Big Cypress National Preserve, and there are a few campgrounds, most of them primitive, except for this one here to the left called Midway. They do have water and electric, but no cell phone service. Let's stop here at the Oasis Visitors Center to get a map, and this is actually a good place to get like an overview of the area and see lots of wildlife, including alligators. We actually didn't discover this place until we had an RV. The Everglades were just not on our radar, living less than an hour away. The RV, in a way, forced us to explore our own backyard. There's the elusive Florida panther. Check out the monarch butterfly. As I mentioned, there is usually lots of wildlife lingering around the visitor center area. And they even have this boardwalk, right by the southern terminus of the Florida Trail. And you can see alligators, of course, quite a few of them actually. Fascinating creatures. And they can move pretty quickly when they really want to. So much wildlife, such diversity here. This is an anhinga, also called water turkey or snake bird. They are actually pretty cool. And here we have some kind of tortoise swimming underwater, coming up for air. Yeah, pretty fascinating. Well, today would have been a good day to do the Florida Trail. It's not too hot, it's sunny, beautiful. She said the mosquitoes were not that bad at the visitor center. And by the way, if you want to see Everglades wildlife, Oasis Visitor Center is a good way. It's a good place to see a good sample of what this park has to offer for sure. We're gonna take Turner River Road here, which is one of the loop roads in the park. And I was always kind of afraid to take it with old Kia, but we've got a truck now, right? We should be okay. And here the pavement ends and the dirt begins, going at a sluggish 30-35 miles per hour. But the new truck is handling it like nothing. Dirt road as far as the eye can see. The road becomes a little rougher and narrower the further north we go. And that right there, that's I-75, the Alligator Alley, although there is no access from here. We've reached the end of the road, and there is a campground up here called Bear Island, so let's go check it out. It is all primitive, of course, but I hear it is a very popular area for ATVs and off-roading and all that. Only one camper in the whole campground. Oh, and this guy. Let's go back to civilization and have some lunch.
Coming through. Coming through. Nada. Hello.
We've decided to come to Everglades City for lunch. Well, I think the Colorado now has been properly broken in. Oh yeah, definitely. Camellia Street Grill. Yeah, they have an Airstream. It is one of those places where you order at the counter, get a number, and then they bring the food to your table. An IPA from Isla Morada. We ordered the stone crab tacos and the mahi tacos. Well, food was pretty tasty, and I bet you in the winter it is nice to sit out here by the water. Pretty quirky place here. Now let's drive down to Chokoloskee Island, one of the first places we came with Minitin in the trailer right after we bought it. The island is mostly residential, but there is this historic site called Smallwood Store. Nowadays, it is a museum. Admission $5. This used to be one of Florida's last frontiers. In 1906, one Ted Smallwood opened this trading post here, which remained open until 1984. Then, in 1990, Ted's granddaughter reopened the store as a museum with actually 90% of the original items, so nowadays it is like a time capsule of Florida pioneer history. I am actually fascinated by all these items from yesteryear. Very, very cool.
From 1971.
Yes, the year I was born.
Guava, tamarind, sour orange were juiced, cooked with local cane sugar, and bottled with zinc caps.
We had a sink just like that one in my childhood home back in Cuba.
Kerosene heater, and that's where you would put your iron. It's really cool.
That looks really rusted out and worn out, even more so than the one my grandmother had.
This is the countertop at Bayside of store. When it was hot, this spot offered the best breeze of the bay. Galapagos. Here we are. Supply boats came from Punta Gorda and Fort Myers.
I love seeing all these old contraptions, some which I remember, some I don't. An oil-burning refrigerator, probably not dissimilar to an RV absorption fridge.
There was a lot of things against us on that. Fishing never was no real big deal as far as making a living. It's the way it was good.
I have no idea what this thing is supposed to be. But it's a nice view here from the Smallwood store in Chokoloskee Island. A good Gulf gasoline.
The times were changing. Touch and his uncle, known as Dollar Bill, took time off from mullet fishing and experimented.
So this is a gas pump for the boats, I guess. Pretty cool.
No, we came yesterday, but too later.
Okay, gotcha, yeah.
Well, it is time to go. That was certainly a fun trip back in time. There we go, 500 miles! The Colorado has been officially broken in. Now we can tow. That's a view of downtown Miami over 20 miles away you couldn't see before the construction of this bridge. Very cool. Well, now that we can tow, why don't we do that? I've been itching to hitch and get some nice pictures of Minnie and the Colorado, and leave it up to me to decide to tow for the first time in Little Havana in the middle of rush hour traffic, because that's how I roll. Contrary to popular belief, some people do actually use the crosswalks in Miami. We are going to Virginia Key on the Rickenbacker Causeway to take some pictures of the Colorado attached to Minnie, eventually to go into my new stickers and t-shirts and whatnot. Here they have this abandoned marine stadium with this huge empty parking lot, probably one of the most perfect places for this in Miami. Yeah, I think this will do. The skyscrapers in the distance, that's South Beach.